Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, small group coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. You may also want to check out my mini course, Telepathically Connect with Your Specific Person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to address a question that I get asked quite often. And that has to do with believing in your desire and believing in your manifestation. Specifically, if you're having a lot of resistance and if you're finding it impossible to believe that your manifestation can pan out, that it can come true into the 3D reality, that it is possible for you, what do? How do you approach your manifestation when you're having so much resistance that you can't even believe in your affirmations, you cannot believe in your imaginal acts, whatever practice you're doing? How do you approach it? So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So first of all, let me say something. Believing that your desire can come true is not necessarily an automatic process. It's not necessarily something that is going to come automatically, quickly, easily. Especially if you're starting out with these teachings, and especially if it's a desire that you have a lot of resistance to, perhaps you have a long backstory with it, or perhaps there are a lot of circumstances in the 3D, or perhaps a lot of things have occurred in the past that have increased your resistance and you're finding it hard to have faith, you're finding it hard to even believe that your desire might be possible to manifest. It is not uncommon, it is actually very, very common for you not to be able to believe in your desire, not to be able to believe that your desire can manifest in the 3D. And like I just said, this belief is not usually automatic. This belief is not usually something that comes overnight. This belief is not necessarily something that comes on its own. Usually, this belief needs to be cultivated and practiced and developed over some time. So I'm letting you guys know of this because if you're finding yourself in a position where you're finding it impossible to believe that your desire can manifest, you cannot believe in your desire, you cannot believe in your manifestation right now, there is nothing wrong with you, there is absolutely nothing wrong. All you need is just to do some inner work on this desire. You need to saturate your mind and your heart and your soul with this desire, and you need to cultivate that belief and grow it and establish it, and usually this takes some time. And also something very important to point out, it doesn't mean that you're doomed. It doesn't mean that if you don't believe right now that your desire is possible, that your desire is going to come into your 3D, that you are doomed, that it's never going to manifest, that you've lost everything, or anything like that. All it means is that you have some more inner work to do to cultivate this belief. In the meantime, however, how do you approach your desire? How do you approach your manifestation? What do you do right now if you cannot believe in your manifestation, if you cannot believe that your desire is going to manifest? Well, here's what you do. You practice your inner state, you practice your imaginal acts, whether you have decided to affirm, whether you have decided to have inner conversations, or to visualize, or to script, or to do sats, or to meditate, or whatever method you have decided on. You keep practicing it. You keep getting yourself into the state of the wishful field, even if you don't believe it, even if it doesn't sound possible. You still practice revisiting the state of the wishful field over and over and over and over again. And this has multiple benefits. First of all, if you're having resistance to your desire, it is the best way to write over the old story, and it is the best way to saturate your mind and your heart and your body with that new story that you're creating. Second, because you are essentially brainwashing yourself with your new story, what you're doing is that you are impressing your subconscious mind over and over and over and over again with that new story. And over some time, if you consistently practice, you will likely find that your resistance is getting lower, that your opposing thoughts are getting less and less, and that this belief, this faith in your desire, this faith in your manifestation that right now feels so elusive, actually starts feeling not so elusive anymore. So by practicing being in the state of the wishful field, by practicing getting yourself over and over into your end state, consistently, several times a day if you can, is going to cultivate that belief that you are now lacking. And like I said, it's okay if it doesn't happen overnight. It's okay if it doesn't happen within a week. But over some time, if you do it for a few weeks, you are going to notice that your resistance is decreasing. And your belief in the possibility of that desire manifesting in the 3D is going to progressively increase. Another benefit this has is that it cultivates your resilience, and it shows you in practice how the law works. It shows you how your imagination precedes your 3D reality, and it shows you that by revisiting your desired states over and over and over and over again in imagination is actually going to lead to an inner shift within you, and this is going to transform your reality. Your 3D reality is going to start shifting as well, and it's going to start reflecting that inner shift that is happening within you. So if you don't believe in your desire right now, if you don't believe in your manifestation right now, first of all, don't freak out, don't worry. It's something very, very normal. If you are having a long backstory with your desire, if you're having a lot of circumstances, if you're having the 3D showing opposite things, it's very, very normal. It's human not to be able to fully believe, or maybe not even believe at all. But by cultivating that desire within you, by practicing being in the end state, being in the state of the wish fulfilled, over and over and over again, as frequently as you can, you are saturating your mind, you're training your mind to think a different way, you are opening up your possibilities. As far as your mind is concerned, you're saturating your whole self in the feeling of having your desire. You're saturating yourself in how it would feel to have your desire right now. And by doing that, you're actually starting to cultivate that faith and that belief little by little. Over some time, you are going to see a big, big difference if you stay consistent. A big mistake a lot of people make is that they are trying to believe first and then do the imaginal acts. They have convinced themselves that they cannot do their imaginal acts unless they believe in their desire. Well, that's the opposite of how things actually work. Belief and faith are actually cultivated. They don't happen automatically. You have to do the inner work first, and then you grow that belief by doing that inner work, by saturating yourself in your new desired state, in your end state, in your state of your wish fulfilled. You are cultivating that faith, you're growing that faith, you're deepening that faith. So don't wait to believe first in order to do your imaginal acts later. It actually works the other way around. You have to do your imaginal acts, you have to stay consistent, even if you don't believe in them in the beginning. It's okay, it's very normal. And once you do these and practice these for a little while, and you stay consistent and persistent in revisiting your end state over and over again, the belief is going to start coming. The belief is also going to start growing on its own. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.